Good morning, everyone. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Having a great Saturday morning. Labor Day weekend. I'm here live in studio. Why not? I like to work. And when you have fun at work and you enjoy your job, it's not really work. But thanks for tuning in. This is the Home Improvement Radio Show that teaches you, the homeowner, how to fix, repair, or remodel everything within the four corners of your lot. I'm not a do-it-yourselfer, my friends, because from the neck down, I'm worth home. What am I worth? Oh, yeah, minimum wage. See, from the neck down, I'm worth minimum wage. From the chin up, you know, it's a lot. So I'm not anti-do-it-yourself, though. I'm pro-do-it-for-me. And we talk do-it-yourself a lot. But this is the Home Improvement Show that tells you how to hire contractors, gives you advice, how not to get burned. No one wants that, right? We don't need that headache. You don't need that headache. God forbid we should get some of that. So this hour, we got some good topics. We're going to talk about 7 things you need to know before buying replacement windows. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's a great thing because windows are not an easy purchase in your house and they're not cheap anymore. So let's do it right. As the great Glenn Hagee used to say, the best window is the one that's installed properly. And of course, I hijacked that and now I use it. And I always talk about the best roof is the one that's installed properly. The best furnace, the windows. That's right. So we're going to be talking about replacement windows and 7 things to ask. But I got other things. We're going to talk about home improvements you should negotiate. So I'm going to give you some home improvement you should negotiate. We're going to say don't fall for 10 home improvement scams. I got one more. What is it? Home improvement scams, home improvements you should negotiate. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. And by the way, don't forget, my friends, today is Salt Sale Saturday. And it's Shout Out Saturday. 248-539-9797. Shout out to my man, Terry Lemon. Make some lemonade, Terry. Terry works with me at the roofing company, the Roof Resource. Roof at Cost. Super cool. And it's fun. We're having fun. So if you have a question this morning or a comment, if you're a contractor, you want to shout out, 248-539-9797. Let's talk about Windows. Windows 101, right? So here's the thing. We're coming from summer to fall. It's the best time to get windows for your house. I think so. And then, by the way, well, how do you know you need new windows? Well, if the glass has fogginess in it, if the sill, which is the wood frame around it, is rotted at the bottom, if you haven't opened your windows in 20 years, like me, is it all painted shut? If you have single pane, that's one pane of glass. There's a lot of reasons why you could replace your windows. And the benefits outweigh the negativity. Okay? Like in the heat, sun. Does the sun beat on your glass? There's new glass technology that repels the sun, filters out the UV, and makes it work. So, do you need to shop around for windows? Or is it one of those things where you don't need to? I think you should shop around. 248-539-9797. If you have a question, Google can't answer. I'm here. If you're, don't forget to shout out Saturday. Oh, and I have another question for my audience. We're all barbecuing this weekend, at least me. If you're barbecuing this weekend, text me. I want to know what you're making. Bacon? So we're talking about windows. We're talking about what to look for when purchasing windows. Now, I know a lot of window guys. I know Hanson's. I know Wallside. I know J&E. You know, I know WeatherGuard. I know them all. And I was recently at a window company that I've known for a long time too. It was Performance Remodeling. Uh, and you know what's funny? Over the years that I've been in the home improvement business, which is, by the way, 3+ decades, oy, I'm a lot older than I think. I wanted to play video games, and now I'm thinking I'm in the home improvement business over 3 decades. That's an oxymoron. But I like to stay youthful. In fact, I need some Botox. I'm going to have to get some Botox this weekend or this week. So I know a lot of window companies. So I was at this company, Performance Remodeling, and they sell windows for every budget. And so I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, let's just go to the simpleness. If someone's shopping for windows, and I ask all the contractors that, how do you deal with it? What do you tell them? And so let's just talk about what the differences are in windows for your house. So there's wood windows, right? That's the original windows, all wood. They have a authentic, historic look. They're high maintenance. That I can tell you. Wood windows obviously are paintable, but they're susceptible to the weather changes, severe weather. No one wants that headache, right? Why would you want that headache? I don't want that headache. Never. So let's take a break, my friends, and let's finish the Windows 101, and then I'm going to talk about home improvement scams. That's important. My name's Adam Helfman. Keep it locked in here. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Thank you for tuning in this morning. We're talking about windows for your house. Windows 101, we'll call it. And we just finished talking about wood windows. It's the original window, right? Paintable, high maintenance. Technology surpassed the quality of wood windows. You can still get them. I understand. But why would you want them? You want to install a window and never have to worry about it. So what's after wood? And I was telling you guys, I was at, I know all the window companies, but I was at Performance Remodeling. I was talking to them about windows. And I've known Rich. He's the owner, Mr. Hotea. Good guy. And Jason Sawinski. He's a sales manager there. And we were talking about windows. How's the business? I like to keep my finger on the pulse of home improvement. I want to let everyone know, I got to stay cutting edge. So we were talking about windows and, good, better, best, vinyl, fiberglass, wood. There's a lot of choices. And how do you get through all that? Well, right now we're just talking Windows 101. So we talked about wood, and some of the brands, they swell or they warp. And that's the wood issues. So what is your alternative? Well, I happen to like vinyl or fiberglass, and they're both synthetic. But let's talk about fiberglass for a second. Fiberglass is the strongest material available for windows. Okay. It's really good for a large opening. Picture windows, larger, because of strength. It's important. Fiberglass is also paintable. That's like a secret weapon, having paintable fiberglass. And by the way, if you have any questions this morning, 248-539-9797. Is there a time of year when it's cheaper to have windows put in? It's a great question. No, there's no time. You can do it now, anytime. They've got it dialed in. The right window installers, carpenters, companies can put windows in all year round. The only caveat, my friends and listeners, clearly during severe weather and clearly during a polar vortex or a deep freeze, you just can't do that. But if it's raining, if it's sunny, if it's 50 degrees, 40 degrees, 30 degrees, you can do it. Now, are you going to take all the windows out of your house in a cold day? No, you do one in, one out, one in, one out. Roof on, roof off. Shout out to rock star Ken Lewandowski listening this morning. Him and Tia. So fiberglass windows, obviously. Also, besides the fact that it's paintable, it resists swelling, warping. There's not a lot of movement in fiberglass. No. Is it more expensive than other windows? Yeah, but it's not like a deal killer. It's like one of those things. It's the last window you'll ever buy. Think about it that way. Does anyone remember aluminum windows? There used to be an aluminum window company and it had triple pane glass. I can't remember the company. I think it was called The Window Company or THE Windows. It was a good company. I remember the owner. But what's good about aluminum is the frame is thin. It's metal. Metal conducts. So you got to be careful. They're better used. Aluminum windows are better in different climates, like a mild climate, southern, things like that. And they're not cheap anymore either. Aluminum. Can you turn your cans of Diet Coke into a window? Oh, what a great idea. Another invention. Diet Coke windows. Mountain Dew windows. Ooh. That's not a bad idea. Anyways, if you like a modern look, a thinner profile, maybe an aluminum windows for you. There's metal clad windows. Pella's metal clad. Or aluminum clad. Anderson's vinyl clad. Cladding is wood framed with a wrap around it. Vinyl or aluminum. And what it is it's like really a wrap. It's not like we just nail it over and bend it. It's like pultruded. Pultruded. That's a big word. Anyways, then you have the most popular, vinyl. let me say this. Vinyl windows aren't bad. They're durable. They don't rust. They don't rot. They don't corrode. Neither do fiberglass. Vinyl windows are low maintenance. They're energy efficient. And they're affordable. Think about that. There's a large variety of colors for vinyl. I like black or white. Or almond, tan, terratone. That was the Anderson color. Terratone. So, if you think about those situations, it's up to you to make the choice. If it were me and I could afford it, I would get fiberglass. Just my thought. 248-539-9797. You got a question Google can't answer? You want to know what the best window for your house is? Or you want to tell me what you're grilling for Labor Day? I'm going to do hot dogs and hamburgers amongst the other things I got going on. But the best hot dogs are not Ballpark Franks or these Hebrew Nationals. They're Vienna. You got to go to a deli to get the Vienna hot dogs. Those are the ones when you bite, they explode in your mouth, and it's like snap dogs, and it burns the roof of your mouth. Oh, man. Anyways, I'm having WeatherGuard install my windows in September. Cost me blah, blah, blah. Or 9 new windows. Dan in a van. What up, Dan in a van? WeatherGuard's good. You'll enjoy them. They're good people. Good window they put. Remember, the best window is the one that's installed properly. So when you're dealing with a window company, you got to ask them, tell me about your installers. You buy windows from a sales guy, and then they have the measure man come out. And then the windows get ordered. You know what I think is cool? When the window company sends the actual carpenter who's going to be doing the install out and let him measure it, because he's the one installing it. If there's a mistake, it's called one source accountability. Can you imagine being the carpenter showing up with your crew and the windows are measured wrong? And you're like, oh, man, I should have measured it. That's one of the things I like about performance remodeling, because they have their installer do the measuring. Now, what about single pane or double pane glass? Single pane windows are the old style. They don't make single pane glass anymore. Or they don't install it anymore. You might be able to get it, but what a waste if you're going to do that. And here's the other thing. There's an R value. R value is the resistance to thermal heat transfer. And a single pane window has an R value of 1. Oy. I tell people to get R60 in the attic. 60 times more than R1. Modern double pane windows have an R value of 3.8 on average. Now, a lot of times they measure windows in the U value. But an R value of 3.8 reduces heat loss by as much as 300% over the R1. If you live in a warmer climate, heat loss may not be your problem, okay? You want to keep the heat out. In Michigan, you want to keep the heat in or the cool in. You don't want it escaping. That's the dealio. 248-539-9797. Coming up next. Don't fall for the home improvement scams. I got a few to talk about. Text me. My name's Adam Helfman. This is How It Done. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. So, if you're thinking of hiring a contractor, what are some of the scams out there? Home improvement scams. I will say this: they've gone down a lot. Home improvement scams have been reduced, which, in my opinion, is a good thing. The industry's evolving. Although it's archaic in many ways, homeowners are getting smarter. The internet has helped and hurt the home improvement business. Let me tell you how it's hurt. You can Google how to do a bathroom. And the answer comes up in a millisecond. Boom, just like that. But if you hire a contractor to do your bathroom, it's not happening right away. There's delays. There's planning. Construction happens. Takes a lot longer. A bathroom remodel, not a panel, not a wrap around your tub. I'm talking about a full remodel. Gut it out to the studs and put it back. It's 10 to 14 days. So think about that. If you got to go to the bathroom and you got a one-bathroom house, you're going to have to go to Planet Fitness. It's only because it's like $19 a month. I go there for tanning. I like it there. Plus, I have a trainer that I go other places in the gym. Black Mamba, that's what it's called. Anyways, home improvement scams. How you gonna deal with that, my friends? How do you avoid it? That's what I said about Google. Google helps the industry and hurts the industry. So let's talk about a couple scams and how we can avoid it. Okay. Number one, the deposit scam. A contractor is going to ask for a payment up front, usually cash, before work. Now, is that wrong? Absolutely not. A deposit on a project shows a few things. One, it shows that you're committed as a homeowner. If you don't give him a deposit, what's your downside? The guy starts buying all the material. He shows up your house. You're like, oh, I don't want to do it now. I haven't paid you. Screw you. Oy vey. We don't want that. Okay? What do we want? We want an honest contractor. But if you give a contractor a deposit and he disappears and never completes your project, that's a problem, Houston. Many legitimate contractors ask for a 10 to about a 30% deposit depending on the project. I'm not a guy who wants 50% down and 50% at completion. Not happening, Houston. Never pay the full amount. There's states in America that limit the amount of a deposit. Yep, that's what I said. Now, you should have a check. You should never give a contractor cash. How much for cash? No, there's no discount for cash. It doesn't work that way anymore. I am a contractor who takes Bitcoin. I don't, but it's a great idea. Isn't that cool if you're a contractor? We take Bitcoin, XRP, Solana. Oh, that's kind of cool. So here's the thing. Don't give your contractor a big deposit. 10%, 20%. Give them the next payment on the start of the job. Okay. Now, what about the insurance scam? What's an insurance scam? After a big storm, natural disaster, hail here in the metro, and you get a lot of damage in homes, well, all of a sudden, scammers, they visit homes affected by the weather and offer their services to fix the damage. Now, there's nothing wrong on a general topic of just, hey, Mrs. Jones, knock on the door. Hi, we're in the area. We fix homes, here's my card, here's my credentials, here's my whole thing. If you need help, we're here to help. Now, a lot of contractors have trouble finding, a lot of homeowners have trouble finding contractors. So is this a solution? Yeah. But how do you know the guy's not knocking on the door from another state and he takes the money and gone? So scammers also say they're going to handle your insurance. We'll handle the whole insurance. We'll take care of the payments. Now, that's common for a legitimate contractor. So you sign a work authorization. And what happens? The work authorization it's you authorizing the contractor to get paid directly from the insurance company. Now, what happens when the contractor says, Mrs. Jones, not only am I going to get you a new roof, I'm going to pay your deductible. That's illegal. Okay? Illegal. That's why you got to be careful with getting a roof on your house. As you all know, I love roofing. Why do I love roofing? Because it's the only, roofing is the only project that 98, 99% of homeowners don't do themselves. And when they go to hire it done, we always get roofing questions. And as you've listened to the show in the past, y'all know I threw all my support behind the roof resource. Because that's my obligation to the listener. If I find something that gives you great results at a low price, why wouldn't I promote that? But I did my vetting. I peeled away the layers. And I'm thoroughly convinced and certain that this is the way to go. And so far, I haven't been proven wrong. 248-539-9797. Support the local tanning salons just like the other small businesses. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Text me the name of your tanning salon. Is it Chili Peppers? I like Chili Peppers. I used to go there. Text me. Let me know. By the way, text me what you're barbecuing this weekend. I want to know. I'm doing hot dogs, burgers, ribs, and pizza. What? You don't like pizza? Anyways, what about a fake company? We're talking about home improvement scams, right? What about a fake company? The scam begins with an unexpected phone call or a visit to your home. The contractor, he may offer you a special deal that's available today only and make you commit to a deposit. You get to knock on the door. Hi, Mrs. Homeowner. I'm XYZ Roofing. We noticed your roof has some curling shingles, and I have extra leftover shingles from another project. We can give it to you for almost cost. And we have swampland in Florida we're going to throw in. You got to be careful, my friends. You got to be careful. So you give the guy a deposit, and then later the contractor's nowhere to be found. You can't find the company's name or contact anywhere. You must ask the contractor for credentials. Look for a website. Look for an email address that says their name. Look for a Facebook page. What's so hard? It's not hard, friends. But you got to get away from the attraction of a good deal. There's only one good deal out right now that is a good deal and attractive. And that's a roof at cost. Now, what about a handshake deal? By the way, if you've ever been scammed by a contractor, text me, 248-539-9797. I'd like to hear your story. Shout out to the Beach Tanning Salon in Howell. Do you have stand-up machines? When I go to tanning booth, I don't lay down. I get too gross. It's like, for me, I lay down. I'm like, I can't. I got to put a towel down or something. Oy, my skin touching the plastic and someone else's skin touched it with sweat and the schmutz. Oy, oy. Even if they have the spray stuff, I ain't spraying anything. I go to a tanning booth. I stand up. I don't let anything touch me. That's how I do it. Bill and Brandon at Diversified Painting Services are listening. They're making baby back ribs in the smoker. Ooh, I like my baby. What was it? Who was the name of that restaurant? Baby back Chili's, baby back ribs. That's funny. Anyways, okay. So, baby back ribs. I'm making ribs too, but I like St. Louis. And I like the ones that you got to pull off the bone with your teeth. Not the fall off the bone ones. But I digress. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more home improvement scams and how to avoid them. My name's Adam Helfman. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. It's a great Saturday. Labor Day weekend. Hope everyone has a great weekend and barbecues. That's what I like to do. As you all know that already. 248-539-9797. Today's shout out Saturday, of course. Don't forget it's salt sale Saturday at Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions. Landscape Group in Milford. Shout out to my brother-in-law at the Landscape Group in Milford. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. So we're talking about home improvement scams, what to avoid, how to avoid it. And so, obviously fake companies, you got to be careful. Fly by Night Builders, FBN. Hi, I'm from FBN Builders. We can fix your home. Give me 50% down. Make sure it's cash. Are you really kidding me? People fall for that. How about a handshake deal? Is that wrong? A handshake deal? Watch out for contractors who offer the quote and ask you to agree to the price without any sort of document or contract. Is that considered a handshake deal? Look, I always say get it in writing. And often this leads to the contractor asking for more money at the end of the job. Get your quote in writing and sign a contract before you exchange money, my friends. And at Hire It Done with the advanced version of all this, I tell my homeowners, get it in writing and then ask the contractor after you get it in writing. Here, let me just back it up. Let's do this. Tell the contractor this. Mr. Contractor, can you write the proposal in a story form? Now, the contractor is going to look at you like a dog looks at you and twist his head. And he's going to say, what? And you say, listen, when I say story, I'm talking about what Adam Helfman from Hire It Done says. Give me a story. Write my job like a story. A beginning, a middle, and an end. That's the story. The story starts with a meeting and a blueprint and a meeting of the minds. And then there's plans and permits. And then there's demolition. And after demolition is rough plumbing, rough electrical. And as it goes, it comes all the way. The story ends with you paying the contractor and shaking his hand and being happy. That's how the story goes. So, watch out for the handshake deals. And by the way, change orders are very, very important in a project. However, contractors should not be allowed to ask for more money without your permission. Period. I know contractors get mad at me, but you can't tell the homeowner, oh, Mrs. Jones, you owe me another $2,500 because we did new toilets and this and that and blah, 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 blah. Okay? Can't do that. 248-539-9797. Shout out Saturday, my friends. Elite Granite and Marble and Warren. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you. John McCaffrey with Best Life and Company, Royal Oak. On my way to some showings. Always tune in on Saturdays. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Shout out to Ascent Urgent Care. If any contractors' employees get hurt at work, we have 6 fantastic locations to help take care of them. Just tell Kaylee sent them. What up, Kaylee? I got an ingrown nail. Can I come and see you? Anyways, we're talking about getting a scam prevention, we'll call it. Handshake deals are no good. How about the lowball quote? This is a tough one. Okay, homeowners looking for help with a home improvement project should not get too excited when a contractor quotes a lower price than others. Now, there's an exception to that now, but contractors who offer super low quotes are either very inexperienced or they're scammers trying to lure victims. I'll give you an example. There are contractors who will sell you a roof, okay, and they'll say, Mrs. Jones, we're going to do this shingle, we're going to do felt, underlayment, ice and water, and we're going to make it great. You're like, oh my God. And their price is cheaper than everyone. And then they get to the house. The shingles are not the right shingles. A different brand. The underlayment, the felt paper is different everything. And then they start doing it, and you don't know. You get a call halfway through the job. Mrs. Jones, we got a problem. What's the problem? You got rotted plywood everywhere. We have to redeck your whole house. Well, how much is that? $3,400. What? I can't afford that. Mrs. Jones, the roof is already up. We got no choice. That's a problem. That's a big problem, my friends. So, how do you avoid that? You find good contractors, not some guy that's inexperienced. That whole lowball quote is terrible. You can't have a contractor do your job and then say, oh, it took longer. It cost me more labor. You need to pay. That's why it's so important to write a contract. Tell it like a story, my friends. Beginning, middle, end. If the quote increases as the contractor begins work, then you got a problem. 248-539-9797. It's Shout Out Saturday. If you're a contractor or a homeowner listening, give me a shout out. I'd like to say hi to you. Also, it's Labor Day weekend. I'm going to be barbecuing. I'm making pizza. I'm making ribs. By the way, my ribs are not the fall off the bone ones. Mine are the St. Louis, got to rip them off with your teeth. I love those kind. And of course, hot dogs and hamburgers. Now, we talked earlier about potato salad. I love potato salad. But it's got to have all the right ingredients. It's got to be yellow. Anyways, we know how that goes. So we're talking about home improvement scams, right? The lowball quote is so ridiculous. Okay? And you got to watch out. Now, there are legitimate reasons why you would get charged extra in a project where it's not a scam. Would you like me to give you an example, my dear friends? Here's the example. Mrs. Jones, we just demoed your bathroom. And underneath the toilet area, you had rotted wood. It's moldy and it's loose. We cannot, under good conscience, put a new toilet there on top of rotted wood. It's just not right. Let me take a picture and text it to you. Oh, no. What do we do? Well, you're in luck, Mrs. Jones. We have these, we're going to sister the joist with our 2x12s, 2x10s. And we're going to put brand new plywood in that area. And here's what it cost. It cost $500 in labor plus the cost of material. Material is probably about $100. So it's going to cost you $600. Now, if you're a homeowner and he didn't do the job, he called you and said, here's what it's going to cost. He showed you. What happens next? Okay, Mr. Contractor, I appreciate you calling me and telling me. Let's get it done. That's called a latent defect, and that's a legitimate extra. But the key here, is the contractor called you ahead of time. He didn't do it and then say, you owe me $600. He said, we got a problem, Houston, and here's the solution. That's why great contractors are solution-minded. That's one of the things you got to find. What's another scam? Door-to-door contractors. A common home improvement scam is when a contractor knocks on your door claiming to have leftover supplies from another project and offer their services for a low price. Now, if someone knocks on your door and says, hey, Mrs. Jones, we're from XYZ Window Company. We're in the area and we'd love to give you a free quote. That's different. However, today's world, nobody likes someone knocking on their door. When I was a kid, someone knocked on the door and went crazy. I ran right to the door. Someone's here. Oh, my God. Open it high. Today, if someone knocks on my door, I'm like, oh, boy, what's going on? Is someone here to serve me? I go running to the window. I peer through the blinds. I'm like, oh, no. It's usually, by Ring Camera, it's usually the Amazon guy. Door-to-door contractors offering leftover windows or leftover material. Run. Kick them out. My name's Adam Helfman. It's great Labor Day weekend. Have a good time. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see y'all next week.